But first, let's start out with Devil Wears Prada 2. After Miranda, as Miranda nears the end of her tenure in her career, she reunites with Andy Sachs to face off against her former assistant turned rival, Emily. That's a bit of a that's I think the log line. That's what they've been sending out. Pretty quick to the point. And it kind of fits the movie. Won't say much about that quite yet. We'll keep this non-spoiler for a moment. But yes, Miranda and Andy team up. This movie got like a old school teaser where like it was a stuff that doesn't happen in the movie, which I kind of love. I think the teaser where she like Andy walks into the elevator and she sees Miranda and she's like, it's like about time or something like that. I bring back the old school teasers that have nothing to do with the movie. I like those types of trailers. 2 hours long, almost on the dot. David Frankel, who directed the first one, is back for this one. Also did Marley and Me, did that Inventing Anna movie, the Grifter Show.
Oh, the miniseries, yeah, with
yeah. Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt back, Stanley Tucci back, Kenneth Branagh in this one, Justin Theroux, Lucy Liu. Not back, Adrian Grenier. Or Simon Baker.
Or Giselle.
Yeah, no, Giselle. Giselle apparently was asked and couldn't do it. The other two were not asked. And Grenier expressed disappointment over that, but then noted that he thinks that people don't like the character and viewed his character as toxic.
They did hate him. I feel like that's not a crazy thing. I think most Star Wars Prada fans do not like him at all.
That's exactly what's keeping Adrian Grenier from getting work in the year 2026. It's they didn't like his previous characters. Nothing else. Yeah. That's why he can't get work.
Recasting him with Rory McIlroy was a surprise. I thought
that
it worked
was hell of a move.
This movie's making a killing at the box office. 75, 80 million domestic, 180 worldwide, ton of money overseas. 77, 88% split on Rotten Tomatoes, 6.9 IMDb, 63 Metacritic, and then 3.4 on Letterboxd. Kirk, what do you give the sequel, Devil Wears Prada? I also like that it's Devil Wears Prada 2. I like that they didn't, it's not like Miranda's Revenge. Like just
the Devil Wears
nice
More Prada.
Nice and simple. What'd you give it, Kirk?
Well, first a note. I don't need Meryl Streep on the stump for this movie telling us that, like, of the four of us here, I'm the least Marvel fan of the four of us. When you're promoting the Devil Wears Prada 2, I don't need you to tell me that the world is becoming like more Marvelized for movies. Like, shut up. I mean, this is essentially a Marvel movie anyway, the way they did it. You bring
Absolutely.
I mean,
that's also very like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah,
comment.
the time has passed. Like, make a good movie then. Go. No gun to your head. Go make a small movie. I mean, anyway, I will say, I think we talked about this, Jeff. I'm not sure ever in history has the gang been assembled quicker than the Devil Wears Prada 2. I don't think I had sat down. My ass was not warm in my seat yet before she gives that speech. Somebody sends BJ Novak and his dad that message, and all of a sudden the gang is hanging out again. About 12 minutes into the movie, I think it was. For what it was, I thought it was absolutely fine. I think it definitely did not have sort of whatever it was that made the first one, which I enjoyed a lot, sort of that enjoyable. I thought it was, as a sequel goes, by the numbers, pretty satisfying piece of entertainment, I think, for people who like the first movie. I thought a lot of Meryl Streep's bite from the first movie was gone, which I get was part of the plot, but she really didn't have much to do, I didn't think. Sort of the same, kind of the same, I thought, with Emily Blunt. The side characters, this apartment-owning boyfriend and Kenneth Branagh are two of the biggest Wipe out. I'm all for wiping out every guy in this. I'm fine with that.
Like,
yes.
It is way more, except for Tucci. When they're doing shit and running around and kind of plotting, and great. When they take that pot, you could feel the energy in the room leave when Branagh just comes away. Just be yourself. Or that fucking loser boyfriend, that fucking limp dick. Just like nothing going on there. But I thought it worked out. I know you guys will give your reviews as well, then we'll get more into it. As a sequel, though, I thought there was a chance it was really going to suck. I didn't think it looked great. It kind of looked like a Peacock movie to me. Yeah. But, I'd give it like a 58. Maybe a 60. I'll think about that one. But as sequels go, like perfectly entertaining 2 hours. I was not bored.
Kenjac, what did you think?
Yeah, I think I'm like roughly around the same. I think there's two things I really hate with legacy sequels, which is the first is a very clunky modernization of the plot, where it's like, yeah, well, did you know in this, between then and now we got TikTok, now we got iPhones, now we got YouTube and influencers. Like I hate that, and I hate when they clearly the story for the new movie, the nostalgia is the primary driver for the movie, and it's not just an add-on. I hate that, and because like when that happens in those movies, it instantly makes me feel like the movie doesn't have a soul and is instead just a money extractor. Like that whole sole purpose is I want to rip money from you. I want to rip money from millennials taking their daughters to this movie because they liked it when they were their age. And I hate that feeling because it really shatters the disbelief. And I think this movie walks a fine enough line that it never falls into that trap too hard. And I think the modernization of their plot was smart enough while kind of retaining the dynamic of the original movie between Hathaway and Streep. Albeit a little bit evolved because you should evolve the characters a little bit. And I think the original crew were still solid. I think they step right back into the roles. I would agree with Kirk. I don't think it's shot quite with the same amount of charm. It definitely has more of the streaming-ish feel at points. It has good music, but I would agree not all the additions really stand out at the cast-wise. And one guy in particular, fuck that guy, man. Every single time, just an absolute zero on the screen. Like I think maybe they thought if you get an Australian, they're so charming that you can't hate them like they do with Grenier. Like we could just throw an Australian in here and they at least won't be mad. But I was mad because it sucked the life out of the room every single time they brought him on screen. So yeah, not perfect, but I enjoyed it. I think the packed theater loved it, and you could feel the cast having fun, which I appreciate coming through the screen. So I think it's a solid nostalgia sequel. It's not like obviously anywhere close to the level of something like Top Gun Maverick, where like for whatever it's worth, I don't think the original Top Gun is that great. I think The Devil Wears Prada is probably a better overall movie than the original Top Gun, but that's why it makes it easier for Top Gun Maverick to be that much better than Top Gun. In this case, I don't think it's as good as the original Devil Wears Prada, but a solid sequel.
What do you give it?
I'm at a 74 out of it.
Okay. Gooch, what'd you give it?
Yeah, I'm at a 70. This is in some ways exactly what I expected, in other ways much better and then much worse. Mm-hmm. The side characters add on about 20 minutes of runtime that doesn't need to be there, and just like Kirk said, sucks the life out of the room. That guy, the Australian guy, he must be fucking a producer because that character just actually makes no sense outside of like a couple lines. Like it makes no sense to have that character in this movie. But like I was saying, I do feel at some point in the process, an early script for this movie was actually quite great, like brilliant. Like there are the remnants of something really smart, really poignant. Like this movie has things to say at points, like about journalism, about kind of the enshittification of just everything around us because of the money that goes into it and the consolidation of not just journalism, but like we're talking about that apartment building that the Australian guy owns. I think it does have interesting things to say, and it does it while doing it within a sequel, kind of meta, like, you know, we're revamping something. Does it have to be shittier than the time before? Do we have to suck the soul out of things? And I thought that was quite smart. Now it gets sidetracked and has a way too convoluted plot. I was lost at points. Characters that fall flat. I think the BJ Novak character fell completely flat, and so did the Emily Blunt patron billionaire tech guy.
He had a great line though. He had a great line. The Kent, like I didn't even know there's a person named Candle. Like I'd give Justin Theroux something. I'll give him. Yeah, yes. Justin Theroux. Yeah,
I thought he was pretty funny. Actually, I liked him.
I liked him.
You know what? I did not clock that was Justin Theroux until
I
did not.
Because the lisp and the fucking pubic hair like thing. Like that's good.
That's the ugliest he's ever looked.
But you're right, Gooch. It's the kind of thing like in Act 3 where all of a sudden like Anne Hathaway just makes phone calls to people we don't know. And the problem is solved. And you're like, well, who is she calling? Like, what happened?
Mm-hmm. So what I expected, like I did end up having a great time. My theater was packed. I think this is going to do even better than what people are expecting. Every single demo was in that crowd last night. Had a great time, 70 out of 100. I do want to talk about the way it looks because it's kind of like, it makes me scratch my head why this movie looks the way it does. But all in all, pretty good.
Yeah, I'm right there at the 70. I enjoyed it. We'll get into the structure of this movie and spoilers because I think you kind of have to, but it's not head scratching. It's funny the way they structure the movie, given that Meryl Streep are walking around like banging on Marvel. It's like, well, I don't know. It's like kind of doing the same shit. But
Exactly the same.
I enjoy it. I actually quite like the back half of this movie a lot. Like, I think they get into it. I think they slip into their characters quite well again. Not that they're old like geriatrics and they don't remember how to do it, but like that's not always an easy thing to do after 20 years, and you can kind of lose a bit of that. I echo what everyone else said. I think you could have lost all the dude characters, minus obviously Stanley Tucci, who's incredibly vital in his role. But I think he does everything you're trying to achieve with those other two guys. So it's like, I don't know, do they derail the movie for me? No, but they're just like unnecessary. Like they definitely are detractors from what works. And I think they're good together. I think they have some good moments, both Anne Hathaway and Meryl Streep. I haven't liked Meryl Streep in a movie in ages. Now, granted, it's a character she's played before. It's an iconic character she's brought back. So it's not like, something new, but I give her credit. I think she's great in the role. Shows maybe a little different side of the character, as does Anne Hathaway with hers. Love Emily Blunt. So yeah, I think enjoyable popcorn movie. Knew exactly what it needed to be. Did not try to be. There was a bit of me where it was like, are they going to try and do something like big and sweeping, like a Top Gun, where they're going to try? Whether I know Top Gun was more a visual thing, right? Obviously, like Top Gun got a lot of its flowers because of what it did visually and its stunts and how it brought together something from a previous movie and just made it bigger and bolder in terms of, era with like the planes and everything. So I thought maybe like this would like try to make a big sweeping dramatic something or other that maybe tries to get an Oscar. No, they didn't. They kept it simple. I think that was the move. And it's clearly working. So yes, 70 out of 100. We are going to spoil it now. So just a heads up if you don't want to have anything spoiled. Not that, again, this is, there's not really a plot turn in this movie that's going to have you falling out of your fucking chair. Kirk mentioned it. I've never seen a movie so quickly get into the central plot than this movie. It's literally, if you choose to go to the bathroom quickly off the top of the movie, you're fucked. It's over for you. Like you've missed everything. And I get, so, I mean, I get it. This feels like, how Matt Damon, when they came out with The Rip, he talked about how Netflix and a lot of these companies want them to like restate the plot over and over again and do this and that to like grab the attention. That kind of is what this felt like, where it was like, hey, we have to get into this in the first 10 minutes or people are going to get up and leave the theater. Like, I would have enjoyed a little more of how they got back together. That would have been a nice, like, little something to maybe chew on. Do I need an hour and a half of it? No. But I mean, she is fired from her job and working for her. And literally, I think it's like 15 to 20 minutes into the movie, if that. So I would have liked a little bit of that. A little more of that would I think done the movie maybe a bit of narrative. But I understand why they did it. It's like it's a popcorn movie. Get them together.
Yeah,
Nobody's here to watch them be apart from each other,
right? Yeah, that's what the crowd wants.
Right.
I mean, just
I get that.
Yeah, it was fast.
So I'm not going to knock it too hard, but it is the quickest I've ever seen a movie get into it ever. It's unbelievable.
Is that room that they all get fired in? Is that the same one that they get married in the drama? I was like watching it. I'm like, this room looks so familiar.
Oh,
Like
really?
it looks so familiar, and I was like, "What is this?" But I think it was the same exact room where the marriage happens, in the drama. I started just random aside, but yeah, I kind of like that because this is a dummy movie, This is not it's a horrible movie. So I like just kind of like you jump right in and you get right into the action and right into the meat of the sandwich or whatever. I don't need some big grand, let's get the crew together, let's get the explosives expert, let's do the oceans thing. Like I don't think I need that with Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah, I that's why I don't want to rag on it too much. Because I get why they did it and I think it works, but like just a touch more. Because I will say that's the other thing. It's not like it's a 90. There's still a whole hour and 40 minutes left after that. So it's not like it's like the first third of the movie. It's like a very small. It's like holy fuck. There's a lot of movie left too. But it works. But like I could have used. I don't know. I could have used a little.
The time was used more wisely in other spots, like less time spent with Anne Hathaway just on the phone with nobody that you're talking to, like then sure, but I think that would make probably more sense. But yeah, I don't.
To your point with the boyfriend, when there's a part later in the movie where they're like, you got to go see him. I didn't know who the fuck they were talking.
Neither
about.
did I.
Just go see him. I was like, who? I thought Grenier was going to make a surprise entrance. I was like, who are
Stanley
they talking
Tucci or
about?
something. Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. The other thing is, and I get that people want this to be of the time, in some ways it is, but like the idea that magazines are slowly dying, like you could have had that be a storyline in the original. And like this felt very a 2013, 2014 script that they pushed to 2026 where journalism was dying and Meryl Streep was talking about pinning tweets and everything. And I'm like, geez, this is, but
I
you know what, for the movie
like,
though,
oh, you got it off from BuzzFeed.
yeah. But for this movie, it's fine. Like, like my mom would have loved it. So like it not a problem. Like I can go along with the ride for this kind of movie.
Yeah.
I do more
think, sorry,
I was going to say we needed more runtime for old Oshie Ren. For God, why am I blanking on her name? The beautiful Asian woman.
Oh, Lucy Liu. Yeah.
Lucy Liu. Yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
Is she like getting, for the past 10 years, is she like the highest paid actress per minute of screen time? Because she does, that's all she's turned into. She shows up for 5 minutes of screen time to play the rich, powerful old woman.
Let's get another Charlie's Angels pumped out here. I do think the one modernized plot thing they did, which was, I think, smart, was like this sort of like revulsion by consolidation, which I think they kind of talk about a lot, which I think that was the smartest thing they did, where they talk about like Anne Hathaway is just kind of like everything is just, we're losing the character of things, everything's just becoming one big thing, like everything's just becoming a big monopoly, and we're losing that in our society. And I do think that was the smartest thing that they did, that they talked about, but it also became kind of tertiary to what the rest they were talking about, which is kind of frustrating.
And you kind of just look at the movie and you're like, this looks, shittier than the original.
Everything else.
Yes, like you're like, it makes you stop and almost think about the sequel, which could have worked really well if they stuck to it and really tried to make that a more central point. But it just left me like, the way this movie looks confuses me so, like, because if you're going to shoot on location, which I thought they did a great job of picking locations, picking spots, that's so smart and it makes a huge difference. But then you shoot it on these, like, I mean, I don't have the biggest problem with digital, but shooting it like that, the way it's lit, it looks like, to Kirk's point, a Peacock series, like a car commercial at points.
Yeah.
I don't know. If this was shot at, it doesn't need to be shot on film, but shot by someone other than the guy who did like the Insurgent series and like the cinematographer's Ballhaus, like he's done nothing great at all. Like bring in someone to elevate this.
Who did
There's a moment where she's like working in the office, like a little montage where she has to like hunker down and really start writing some stories. And it starts looking like All the President's Men for like 10 seconds. Like it's like doing zooms through the office. They crank up the grain. It looks great. And I'm like, why can't we do more of this?
Dude, what if they did that? They got the guy from Materialist in Past Lives. What's her name's the lady? Celine Song's guy as a cinematographer. Because I think that guy shot New York beautifully. I think if you get that guy on there, I think it would have been great.
It's an industry that they're in that's like, I don't know. It's like, I wish there was just a little more pop, a little more flair to it. It's, you have an excuse to almost overdo it and overcorrect in one direction. And they kind of didn't do that. So,
what did we think of the Gaga song?
Which one?
Lady Gaga, solid role.
I thought pretty unmemorable though for like a
good little
Lady Gaga song, and like it felt like it should have been a bigger moment. I don't know.
I didn't think she'd be a bigger part of the movie. When she shows up, I was like, oh, this is,
She's like 4'10" and like next to all these like 6 feet tall models, and she's like, God is a woman. She's like pointing to the skies.
Going through
I
Venice.
guess my ultimate question is, with these movies, which I like, why is Anne Hathaway so insistent on saving Meryl Streep? Like,
she's like
shit.
What do you call
I mean, as
it?
somebody who has made a career of having people, like, I recognize the irony, but like, I it's kind of like, why? Like, she's really fucking mean to her. Like, the whole, like, once in a while she'll give you a little bit, but like, in this one, really not much at all.
Mm-hmm. Between Klemmer and Mutt, who is your Anne Hathaway and who's your Emily Blunt?
Ooh, good question.
That is a good question. I guess Klemmer's probably more, I think, Emily Blunt. I think everybody probably feels that way.
Yeah, he's a backstabber.
But I I don't know. And then the way in the limo at the end, they're, I guess, setting up a third movie, sort of. I mean, which they're going to make. I mean, they're going to wait like 2 years. This movie's they make a fortune. And it's one of these movies where, like, my daughter, who wasn't born when the first movie came out, went to see this movie because she, like, loves this movie. Just has a life where it outgrows the original. So there's going to be a third. Like, definitely, I don't know what the fuck it's going to be, but there'll be a third.
My hope in a third is that, and they kind of reestablished her attitude a little more at the end, right? And I think they did a decent enough job explaining why. Like, I think you probably had to make her softer in this a little bit, just like, and I think they're like, fits with modern times. She hangs up her coat now, which I thought that was a good little scene. She hangs up her own coat, like that was a good like. Yeah,
she's never
would like to see a little more return to anger and flair in a third.
Yeah, they kind of ripped her teeth out, but you're right. You actually have to do that.
I'm imagining Klemmer meeting a tech billionaire wife and convincing her to buy Barstool so he can install himself as the head of the Kirk Minahan show.
Also, like Emily Blunt's character, kind of a huge piece of shit. I'm not sure why they.
No fucking way Anne Hathaway's nice to her again at the end.
I'd be like, all right, see ya.
Yeah.
He was those clothes in the last one. What do you mean? Why are you being a dickhead now? What the hell?
Also, Emily Blunt, beautiful woman. Her face does not move anymore. It doesn't move. Like, not an inch.
I did clock that. Yeah, it's kind of a tough scene.
That poor chick on Euphoria that they nailed. I'm sure you've seen it on Twitter too. From the scene back and forth with Sydney Sweeney, because Sydney Sweeney is like not really done a lot of work. She's very expressive, but she's going back and forth with some actress who's like cannot move, and it's a tough back and forth now.
Yeah.
Yeah, BJ Novak also has like not a typecast, but like a specific type of role, like guy who comes in the middle of the movie and like shakes up the plot a bit, because a very similar character in the McDonald's movie in The Founder, where he kind of comes in and he kind of shakes things up a little bit.
The real estate.
So you kind of feel like which I mean that's what he kind of was in The Office, right? Like he was a guy who kind of had different ideas and kind of full of shit.
He's great.
That one line killed me at the very end. I'm aligned. Like that was funny.
All the jargon.
Also, the guy in front of me let out a very hearty chuckle and then turned to his partner and went, sorry, when Irv died at the party. He did hit the table very hard when he died.
That was like a pretty rough scene. I was like, whoa, Jesus Christ.
Brutal. It was not what I expected. I mean, he like, I figured like, he might have done it a different way, but like, you see him full on start to finish drop dead and hit that table like it was like a wrestling match.
I mean, the character's going to die, like when you first see him.
For sure.
BJ Novak's his kid. I mean, and they all get along. So, yeah.
His young son being next to him for the entire first part of the movie may as well have been the Grim Reaper, just like that. Yep. It's over for Irv. Yeah, enjoyable. Definitely like it exceeded. I know I gave it like a 70. We're all kind of in that range. But like I when this was announced, like, oh, this is going to be fucking terrible. But no, they knew what they needed to do, and I think they obviously they executed it well. I think you'll see a lot of people going to see it next weekend as well. Would be my guess.
I don't want to get into fan fiction, but I would have liked Stanley Tucci for a couple of years, maybe to just take a different job and then come back.
Yes.
I felt bad for the guy. I'm like, this fucking guy's been doing this shit for
I know they had a moment at the end where she kind of recognizes it, but like, it's not even that much of a payoff. She's kind of like, hey, you've been a real bitch boy for me these last 30. He's like, yep, I have. It's like, okay.
Jeez.
Yeah, because he is left rather high and dry at the end of the last one. And if you recall that movie, I don't know the last time you guys have seen it, but like, not only is he left high and dry, he's kind of not in it. And he like once he gets burned, like that's kind of it. Yeah, I would have liked to have him. Maybe he went somewhere else and came back. Like he was at Mashable.
Right.
Food 52 went over, did different like culinary. Yeah, came back.
Missed for a bit.
But yeah, I was, something like, it was almost like they were saving time at the beginning where like they wouldn't go recruit him. Now, obviously it ties into the plot at the end that he's still there, but like, it's almost like it saved them 4 minutes from her going to like visit him at a different place and drag him back to the office,
Yeah, that's Devil Wears Prada 2. Enjoyable time. I think if you like the first one, you'll definitely enjoy this one. It seems like that is the overall sentiment for most people. So definitely go see it in theaters. I would call a successful legacy sequel.